Welcome to the iOS channel, and we're going to talk about the Apple event today, as there was a nice little Apple event September the 12th, 2017. And of course, some announcements of products, some interesting stuff happening. So, what exactly happened today? Well, first, what was interesting is the very emotional start to the show where Tim Cook started talking about Steve Jobs, talking about the Steve Jobs theater, and basically how Steve Jobs is amazing and will always be amazing for Apple. It followed finally the talk about the new headquarters of Apple that is 100% uses 100% renewable energy, and it has the biggest solar array in the world, or almost. Pretty amazing when you think about it. And of course, then there was a jump into the hurricane relief efforts, how Apple is helping, and how they want everybody to donate to help out. Then they went into the subject. The first few minutes were about the Apple Watch, the Series 1 and 2. Basically, they were talking about improvements in the software and apps and things that they could do now that they couldn't do before. And then they said, hey, the Apple Watch Series 3 is coming. Now, this one is a leap forward because it has cell connectivity built in. So you can actually have calls, and you don't even have to have your iPhone near with you. So this is pretty cool. They had a fantastic demo of a woman on a surfboard that was actually doing a interactive call live, and it was kind of cool. What else is there with this Apple Watch 4? Well, basically, it has the same phone number, so it will actually help you, take calls that your phone should have. And once again, you don't need your phone there. Apple Music streaming service on it, giving access to, they said, 40 million songs. And there's talk that maybe Spotify will probably come in as an app at some point. They said it was 70% faster than the last Apple Watch. Siri now can talk to you in this one. New barometer altimeter data where you can have all sorts of information when you hike, run, whatever you do. Of course, it's very, very interesting. New colored bands, GPS, it's waterproof, beautiful screen. It's pretty much the same shape as the originals. It will have watchOS 4, and the availability is pre-orders can start September 15th with the availability of September 22nd. Price $399 for the cell one, $329 with no cell, and $249 for the original Apple Watch that will actually be available. Next, Apple TV. They've refreshed the Apple TV with a new one called the Apple TV 4K. It will have 4K capability, high dynamic range, and would improve picture performance. CPU is 2 times faster, graphics 4 times better than the last Apple TV. What was the most interesting in here is that if you purchase some movies, they will be the same price as HD movies, and that we know created a stir with Apple, with the different movie companies. They wanted to charge more, and even more interesting, if you already have an Apple device to have some movies, well, if you take the Apple TV 4K, all your movies that you purchased will be available in 4K, if available, of course, for free. So this is pretty cool. The TV app is still there. Of course, it will have more markets, including Canada. New sports streaming also with ESPN. They also talked about improved App Store because it has the same CPU as the iPad. It of course has the same power, so lots of demonstrations of games and apps that will be whether you will have more of them available. Then they moved on to the iPhone 8 with dual cameras and basically 12 megapixel dual cameras on the back. iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus. will have the new A11 atomic, not atomic, but bionic CPU with 3.8 billion transistors, and it is 70% faster than the last iPhone. Improved analysis of picture effects and elements. It's pretty amazing when they started playing around with pictures and doing modifications. It's just wow, pretty amazing. The videos can now play at 1080p, 240 frames per second, double the speed of before. They, of course, designed this phone for AR, showed a lot of demos of AR with this, including the dual cameras that will actually help the AR capabilities. We'll have iOS 11 and will be available September 19th. And the one more thing moment showed us an iPhone 10, a new device with much more power, edge-to-edge screen, and basically OLED display for the first time. They were saying, oh, well, it's the first time that OLED displays are good enough for Apple. Yeah, right. HDR, eye dynamic range, 458 ppi screen, pretty amazing. Tap to turn on, because there's no home button. Swipe up to close. Apps, that's also something new. You will not have to, have Touch ID with this. You will use what's called Face ID. It's looking at your phone. That's why there's this little black stump on the top here. It has tons of sensors to detect you, and of course it's by recognizing you that it will unlock. New animojis, they call, which are face controlled emojis. That means you will have emojis that actually react and do exactly what you do with your face. That was a pretty interesting demo also. Starts at $9.99 and goes up, and will be up to $2,000 depending on the model, and is available November the 3rd. And that's pretty much what they announced in a quick way. Of course, there's more details on everything, but that's pretty much the quick roundup of today's event, September 12, 2017. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.